Our guest, Professor Ben Amodu, is here in our studio and will be making a technical analysis of the topic, outbreak of infectious disease and its impact on the global economy. Prof, Happy New Year to you.
Same to you. Same to you. Our viewers, I greet you.
All right. While the world is trying to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic, a new outbreak of another disease is reported. What is the origin and what are the symptoms to look out for?
You know, this time of the year, within the winter months in the northern hemisphere, where the northern part of China falls into North America, there are incidences of respiratory, bacteria, viruses coming up, and they have their limits for every year. But in this year in particular, I think some of the limits have been exceeded, what they used to have. You know, they have data there, we don't have data here. So there is, just like in COVID-19, the same thing like, well, we call them respiratory diseases. They come in different forms through pneumonia, through bronchitis, and what have you. And as it has been reported, they say this one, the arrowhead now is pneumonia. And in the UK hospital, over 5,000 bed admissions have occurred. And as I have said in this program and in other programs, I say let them turn. Let it be another variant. This one is coming with pneumonia. They say sometimes Tokyo variant, whatever. Call it any name. Basically, the viruses are the same. And in tackling them, the same method. Zika virus came out. We dealt with it. It turned to COVID. We told the world. I did a video that went around the entire world that I could cure COVID. But the authorities of internet quickly brought it down. But my happiness, it went around the world because I got calls from all over the world. But in Nigeria today, and those who criticize us, they are in shame now. We cured the COVID. The people who recommended Madagascar COVID cure or vaccine or whatever they call it, they are in shame now, licking their wounds. Today, the woman came from Oka, said COVID has made her invalid. She's no longer a human being. Can I handle it? I say yes. And I've treated her. It's on my web page. Within 3 days, she became a human being. She wrote the report by herself. I didn't write it on her behalf. So it's still the same respiratory issues, cold, malaria, and sometimes if it's like the monkey pox or whatever, it has some kind of typical swellings, which has been shown on the NTA, on your own ASO TV and co. These are still the usual symptoms. So once you start having this fever and these related symptoms, cough and all that, just report to the medical system. But let me warn, Nigeria has one of the best biodiversity in the entire world. Biodiversity, the kind of plants, the kind of shrubs, the kind of trees we have. So they can enter their complicated labs all over the world. What do? We enter our bush, pick our plants, and then we have the solution. Who could have thought that in Nigeria we have a cure for COVID, which I have, and I'm not just having by mouth. It has been published that Ben Amadu's products cure COVID as far back as May 2019 by a high impact journal in the world. So let us begin to believe in ourselves. So those things have not come near us yet, but if they do come, the solution is already on ground.
How can we prevent it from coming?
Yeah, that is the prevention we are working
on. Because we know that prevention is better than cure. So how do we?
I've sent, I am in relationship with Nigeria Medical Manufacturing, the NNMA, And I've sent my pneumonia cure, prevention and cure to them for critical immediate analysis, awaiting any incidences. So this is just to assure Nigerians.
Because I was going to ask you that question.
Yes, that in case it comes near us, we have a solution.
You know, there's this silent rivalry between the orthodox and the alternative medicine practitioners. So how are you people planning collaboration so that we can have better results for the interest, for that national interest?
We are not the only one in the world, madam. Why should there be any issues between the two practitioners? It's accepted all over the world that natural medicine is part of medicine, according to WHO. So there's no need for rivalry. If the things cannot be done in modern medicine and they are doable in the alternative, we join them together. I'll give you an example. I got a call from abroad. They have a case of cancer of the brain, and they are trying to crack the skull to be able to operate the cancer. And I suggested to them, no, I have a product that can pass through the blood-brain barrier and dissolve the cancer. They paid and said, send it.
Dr. Ben.
I sent it. The result is there. It's on my website. It's not. We are not just making claim.
That is what I'm going to
ask. We are not just making claim.
You have proof?
Is it the first time you are interviewing me?
No.
There are a number of things we have said here that you have seen. I told you I cured a journalist of kidney. Did he not come here to show himself?
Okay, now that you have mentioned kidney is one of the diseases that is claiming lives of so many people.
I want to advise Nigerians on this program today.
Medicine practitioner to help save lives.
Can I give you instances we have dealt with kidney? Kidney always comes as a secondary disease. It doesn't come as the first disease. It comes
from.
It comes up if you have one. Maybe you are hypertensive. You are not handling it well. It's getting out of control. You have diabetes. You have both of them combined on us, or you have HIV. You have hepatitis. You have tuberculosis. Then, as a secondary disease, the kidney enters. Start having your creatinine, the waste that the kidney is supposed to remove due to the non-performing kidney. Your creatinine start increasing. Your urea start increasing. And then the after effect of the non-functionality of the kidney leads to your blood level getting low. And then you getting weak, because blood is the epicenter, is the life wire of the human system. Yeah. So, what situation have we dealt with in kidney disease? One, I had a guy in Area. Oh, pharmacist, because of God, I don't want to do dialysis. My BP is high, my sugar level is high. I'm being rushed to the hospital to do dialysis. Pharmacist, help me. What did I do? I told him, relax. Tell them not to rush you into any dialysis. I will send your product. I sent it. You know the test he sent to me? He said after 3 weeks of continuous examination and monitoring, his sugar normalized, his BP normalized. They checked abdomen, they checked heart, they checked liver, they checked the kidney, and said the initial dialysis that was proposed is hereby cancelled.
For 3 weeks?
Yes. That means dialysis can be prevented. A second situation, this guy has already started dialysis. His creatinine was 940. His urea was 28.5 at that point, and his PCV was as low as 25. I brought him in. We started. Creatinine came to 6. Urea came to 8. PCV 34.
That's within the normal range.
What are you talking about? What happened? As I speak with you, he's in Kubwa. Because of where he works for now, he doesn't want to appear on television. But he has written this. It's on my website. African Alternative Medicine Hospital Worldwide is there on the Facebook. Now, what's the third situation? The third situation was the guy you interviewed here. He was examined by a specialist in the university teaching hospital in Gwagwalada. He was proposed 3 dialysis. He was to go to India to pay 36 million. I took him up from that stage. After my intervention, he never took the 3 dialysis. never went to India again. The problem is in the medical system. Once you show any little trace of kidney, they put you on the line to transplant you. But in the alternative, we halt it.
Prof,
Yeah.
if you have all this, and I'm sure you have the record of many lives that we have lost to kidney issues and all of this outbreak.
Is much.
What are you as alternative medicine practitioner doing to collaborate with government? How far have you gone with your collaboration?
This is His Excellency's television, Wike. I'm appealing to him for partnership so that the way is turning around Abuja to become one of the foremost cities in the world. Yeah. We will form Abuja as a fulcrum for herbal tourism, increase our GDP, increase our recognition in the world. Madagascar, who produce nonsense, which some of the people...
You can't say nonsense.
Okay, who produced something that was not something later. 2.5 million was given to them by American president. But mine that worked, the former governor of CBN gave grant for COVID, not to Benamodu, but to fake researchers, which he collected back later. What kind of country are we?
No, that one is an allegation and...
well, madam, you are on your own. I have said what I know and it is correct. It's not only in my case, he has done so in many cases. So, let us respect ourselves. Let us look inwardly. And that is why I want to appeal to the Honorable Minister. Issues of diabetics. In Garki Hospital, a diabetic patient that was supposed to be amputated, we treated her continuously for 6 weeks while on the hospital bed. The day they want to open her wound, the wound was healed. So the professor said, the intended amputation is hereby cancelled. If Nigeria is known to cure people that have diabetic ulcer, which in medical school we were told, once you see a diabetic with an ulcer on the leg, there's no option. You just go straight to court.
Amputation?
Yes. What have we done? This is the first of its kind anywhere in the world. If Abuja is known for such first things, glaucoma, cataract, using to resolve it without operation and all that, why will people not rush to Abuja? Or you cure fibroid by mere dissolving it, the use of a product, azoospermia, which modern medicine has no solution to. A man sleeps with his wife, his sperm comes out, it has nothing, it has no sperm cells, nothing to impregnate the wife at all, and they are married for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and they keep on going up and down. Or is it issue of IVF, which we in the alternative can resolve so easily and at a cheaper rate? What are we talking about?
Okay, you mentioned the gross domestic product. They need to increase the gross domestic product.
Yes,
and
yes.
Again, an outbreak of this nature is usually associated with both socio-economic and psychological effects, such as was experienced globally during the COVID-19 era. What do you think are the likely effects of this outbreak on the global economy?
It would be depressed. Is it not the last one they are trying to come out of it, that we are not fully yet out of it? The outcome of it you cannot imagine. The last one of COVID, many countries of the world are trying to come out of it. They are still struggling. So you can imagine what it will be. Well, for a follow-up, not everything we can say on this program. No. My phone numbers 08037899735. I repeat, 08037899735. That's why I want cooperation between me and the innovative minister of the Federal Capital Territory. Let him give me a diabetic patient, 6 months, I cure the patient.
I was coming to that because, yes, you have claims that you are curing kidney and the rest of them. Is it possible, if need be, maybe I have to seek permission of my organization, of the ASO Radio and Television Services. Maybe if there are cases of kidney and HIV and the rest of them that you have cure for,
Madam,
maybe out of your social responsibility, we can refer 1 or 2 people to you so that
you don't really say that. I give you the free hand here. I don't need to seek permission of my board members. I'm willing to do that immediately, and if that is done, you should also present it to the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory so that we can immediately kickstart, present the report to your board here, and also give him a copy so that he knows what we are talking about. It's a very serious thing. This is what can bring the whole world into Abuja, and also see the good work he is doing.
Okay. We have a listening president, and he's so concerned about the economy and the well-being of the people. What measures would you suggest to the president in order to prevent this?
I say I want to thank the president. On the natural medicine, he mentioned it in his broadcast. He mentioned Professor Martin Semeje, that the work he's doing in the health sector, he's happy about it. That is the same work we are doing. So, to God be the glory. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is quite on track in that aspect. So if your minister hooks up, we'll be balancing the equation. He has already given his nod, and I think Federal Executive Council has already approved that natural medicine should be mass produced for use of the country, and the excess should be exported. This one we are talking about now is to a collaboratory effort for the treatment of people, so that people will rush into Abuja and experience Nigerian natural medicine. Okay,
in the global world now, or global front, what would you suggest as measures to cushioning the effect? The outbreak is not in Africa, it's not in Nigeria, and we are praying that it doesn't get here. But what would you suggest to people that are experiencing it now in the other parts of the world? What cushioning effect?
Do you know that up to now people are dying in China on COVID-19? COVID, you know about, people are still dying in China, in India of COVID. So through our diplomatic listen, we should not always be depending on what they tell us. We also have good stories here. So let them hook on to our own good story and take part of our own solution to their own country and see the difference. Use, compare, and see the differences.
And for those people that are panicking in Nigeria now, a lot of people...
Not for the Nigerians panicking.
What do you think?
This is Benamodu speaking. I have had cure for COVID, which is well known. It's on the internet. Everybody is aware. And I'm also saying now that even this one that is carrying an arrowhead of pneumonia, we already have the solution on ground. So, well, they need to panic when you know that what is coming, you have all the arsenal, you have all the weapons to deal with it. We are here, and shortly I should be seeing the Honorable Minister of FCT.
The alternative medicine has plants, shrubs, fruits, and all those things as its raw materials for their drugs. Now, what advice do you have for us as Nigerians in that area?
We should go back to farming. For instance, my own raw materials are farm produce: cassava, cashew nuts, tomatoes, soya beans, yam, bitter leaf, fertility plant, water leaf.
Do you have miracle seed?
Miracle seed, miracle plant.
Onions?
Onions, all of them. Either the red, the white, the yellow, all of them.
I have seen a lot of people consuming more than enough level of garlic and ginger.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe as you are mentioning them, somebody will be
garlic, ginger, and one other thing gives you aspirin, and it works better than aspirin 75 milligrams.
Say it again.
Yes.
Garlic,
ginger.
Wow.
Onion and one other combination gives you aspirin. It will prevent thrombosis. It will thin your blood. It will prevent heart attack, and it will remove pain.
Health, they say, is wealth. I don't know if you can just take 1 minute or 2 minutes out of your time to bring us to the understanding of what we can take, what we can consume in a time like this, in this Harmattan period and the season. What can we take to prevent cold? Because I know that pneumonia is as a result
I come from the Igala area. You mentioned pneumonia. We use epu when you do kunu in Igala land, epu, you germinate guinea corn. And as it germinated, the vitamin C content increases to the high level.
Oh.
We use it to cure pneumonia.
The Hausa people call it jero, the green one. So we germinate it and...
The red one, we use it to cure pneumonia. And pneumonia is one of the toughest ill health for children and other age group. It's a very, very big problem in the world. But I cure pneumonia here in Nigeria. And I use the Igala Epu. I come from the Igala speaking area. What we call Epu, I use Epu to cure pneumonia. So if you take a lot of those kunu without putting sugar and all those funny things, use your sweet potatoes to sweeten it. Sweet potato has a lot of carotidine converted to vitamin A and co. You strengthen your immune system, and those things cannot penetrate you. Bronchitis and pneumonia will find their way, will leave you alone.
Now that you have mentioned sugar, a lot of people have argued that sugar has nothing to do with the young people, that they need it in their system, and so the fact that people are coming up to say that sugar, consumption of sugar,
I agree with them. When we were young, when I was in the secondary school, we would put a bowl like this, put plenty water, put like 10 cubes of sugar, buy your bread, chook inside, or enjoy it. But today, I cannot even put one small piece of it, of the sugar.
Is it because of...
in the last 20 years, I've not taken sugar. Not even a bit of it. But as a young person, I was taking a bowl with 10, 20 cubes of sugar, buy my bread, and eat it and enjoy it. But I cannot try it anymore. So they, being young, their system is working very fast. Their metabolic system will burn it off. No need, it will not accumulate to give diabetics and all that. Okay. No issue. But as they grow up, they should try to forget about it.
Okay, now before as we round off, let's look at the value chains in alternative medicine. How do you quantify the value chain in alternative medicine to reducing the unemployment situation in Nigeria?
Madam, you are always pathetic about this, and I always give you the answer. It's a very good, the value change is huge. As I've just said before now, I said the government can assist us, partner with us. We uptake all the overproduced farm produce. We store in our warehouse, we convert them into drugs. We use the drug locally, we export some. Even the waste product of the drugs I'm doing, I'm converting it into fertilizer.
For real?
Yes, which my friend, anemia, in one of the northern states, compared it with NPK, and it beat NPK. He said he divided his farm into two, grew tomato here, grew it here, applied my fertilizer there, applied NPK here. He found increased yield in my own. He found less attack by rodents and other this thing. Are you hearing me?
No.
And at the end of the day, you can't use that to make bomb. They use NPK to make bomb by these bandits and co. So the advantage is huge.
So what is your advice to the unemployed that are following us on the
All the employees should go ahead, look for small land. Within 3 months, you plant beans. The beans is, go to the market and find out what is the bean this thing. We used to be an agricultural country. Let us go back to our Greek of those 70s. Let's go back to our Greek. Anything you do in the soil sells. Look at what Ukraine can feed the whole world with grain and all that. What are we waiting for, madam? In the olden days, the Igala Native Authority in the whole north came number 2.
What's happening today?
Second to Kano.
Okay.
So with the pyramids, that pyramid can be still regrown. So let us go back to farm. Subsistence to mechanized farming, so that we can recover our importance. That is why the Royal Niger Company were able to come, develop, go to Lokoja, go to Ida. They had port in Bagana and all over the country based on produce.
All right. In your last word, what is the future of alternative medicine?
The future of alternative medicine is very, very, very bright, madam. Alternative medicine deals in the area of glaucoma, cataract. It deals with area of infertility. It deals with area of azoospermia. It deals with area of kidney and liver diseases. As I told you, I have over 20 patients liver cancer in the last 10 days. Even yesterday, one was reported to me. And so I'm wondering, did they shoot anything in the air? And in all cases, no empathy. They were told by their doctors, please go and die. One even told me, he pleaded, what can I be taking until I die? Palliative. He said there's nothing. There's no cure for this anywhere in the world. But they are my treatment and they are doing well. So let us look inwardly and make our own proud so that others can now come and patronize what we are doing.
All right.
Thank you.
Let us go back to farm and be proud of our own. Let us take advantage of the value system, the value chains in the system. That is the opinion of my guest. And with that advice, we have come to the end of today's edition of Business and Economy. The guest is a foremost pharmacy, and he is also a professor of phytomedicine practitioner here in Abuja. Professor Ben Amodu, we want to thank you for honoring our invitation to be on today's edition of the program.